afternoon, Jank enthusiasts. I'm MBT, and this is 10-minute testing. I know it's a little early, but I just can't keep doing these burst protocol decks. Oh joy, here's another TMT on a street tier. Oh, waiter, more fodder for Yummy! Blazing Dominion is coming out soon, and with it, a complete shakeup to the metagame. Our first foray into this future will feature more Medius bullshit. Presenting DoomZ.
Welcome to your doom.
So here's the list. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of a discussion about what I hope the deck can do, and of course, the card by card. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. Despite what some Yu-Gi-Tubers who shall not be named would have you believe, the TCG is alive and well. And if you're looking to start your journey into paper, there's no better place to begin than Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. With up-to-the-minute reporting on every major tournament worldwide, searchable and interactable pie charts and deck lists, and all the bells and whistles you've come to expect from one of the best draft and collection management sites on the net, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck is the place to be. Check it out today at www.ygoprodeck.com. Now back to the video. With that, let's dive into DoomZ. DoomZ is another Medius lore archetype, but unlike the last several, this one might actually do something outside of Genesis. For those unfamiliar with the continued Medius storyline, each new archetype represents a faction tied to a power patron that creates a potential future for the twink full of possibilities. In this one, he fights against the Power Patron of Destruction and his army of Timu Power Patrons, mostly winding up in various S&M situations in the process. These cards are interesting, for sure. They benefit from being destroyed, usually by their own effects, and their game plan coalesces into their big guy, Drasterus, along with his Panso-K, the droll-adjacent DoomZ Destruction. In Genesis, this has made them a decent deck that loses to Kaijus out of the board, but in the TCG, it's far too fragile to keep up. Until now, a new wave of support has descended upon the power patrons, including, of all things, some pendulums. Zagredo and Vidrium are as custom as cards can get, not only adding consistency to this otherwise two-card combo strategy, but also enabling Varudris for a deck that could really benefit from the pop. Add to that an equip worth playing outside of DoomDurg and a rank up Xyz that gives you something to do with a spent Deactorus, and you've got a recipe for an Xyz deck a la Automatopoeia with a main combo line that can actually play through hand traps and enough space to jam the format's required 14 non-engine. So with that, let's get into the card by card. First up, Power Patron Shadow Machine Zagredo. This card has a couple effects that combo with itself. During the main phase, you can destroy both this card and a Power Patron or a DoomZ monster from your hand or face-up field, then destroy a card on the field. And when this card is added to your extra deck face-up, you can add a Power Patron or a DoomZ spell trap from your deck to your hand. That's right, it procs itself, and doesn't necessarily have to pop a third card, which means it's great going second, but still really good going first. Additionally, if this card is in the monster zone, you can banish face down the top 3 cards of your deck, destroy this card and special summon a Jupiter, the Power Patron of Destruction, that's the big Xyz, from your extra deck, then attach a card from your hand to it. After that, we've got some returners from the last build of this deck, 3 copies of Amalth, 3 copies of Alara, 2 Drastia, and 1 Power Patron DoomZ. We are playing 1 copy of Vidrium, the Power Patron of Chaos Extermination. In the Pendulum Zone, he's got these effects. 1 can be activated, either destroy this card and special summon a Power Patron monster from your hand or graveyard, or destroy this card. Also, this turn, Power Patron monsters you control whose original level is 12 gain 5,000 as a monster. It has to be special summoned by returning a Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz from your face-up field or graveyard to the extra deck, which probably will never happen. And if added to the extra deck face-up, can add a Power Patron card from your deck to your hand. If this card is special summoned, you get to banish all cards from the graveyards, and it's unaffected by monster effects, but, don't get excited for that. We've got a Therion King Regulus, and then 3 copies of DoomZ Change. This allows you to destroy a DoomZ card in your hand, deck, or face-up field, except itself, and if destroyed by card effect, can add a DoomZ card from your graveyard to your hand, except DoomZ Change. Then you can special summon a DoomZ monster from your hand. We've got 3 copies of Raiders, 2 copies of DoomZ Command Adrastera, and the first time the equipped monster will be destroyed by battle its turn. It's not. Once per turn during your main phase, you can destroy the equipped monster, and if you do, special summon another DoomZ monster from your hand, graveyard, or banishment in defense. And if in your graveyard you can target a face-up monster you control, equip this card to it, then take damage equal to its level or rank times 100. We are still playing the DoomDurg, and then we now have a field spell, the Null Power Patron Realm. You can reveal a Power Patron monster in your extra deck, banish face down a card from your hand, then add to your hand or special summon a monster from your deck that mentions the revealed monster. Monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each banished cards. Your opponent cannot activate card effects in the graveyard while you control Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation, Jupiter, the Power Patron of Destruction, and Junora, the Power Patron of Tuning. which is not going to happen. Finally, we're playing one copy of Unleashed Power Patron Portal Terminus. You get to send a Power Patron monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Then you can add a Dark Fairy monster from your deck to your hand. Also, you can't declare attacks for the rest of the turn, except with Power Patron monsters. At the start of the damage step, if your Power Patron monster battles an opponent's monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard to banish face down that opponent's monster. Finally, we have a copy of Pot of Prosperity and DoomZ Destruction, our Droll Trap. For non-engine, we're on 3 Foolos, 3 Ash Blossom, Joy Spring, 2 Droll and Lockbird, a Dimension Shifter, triple Forbidden Crown, and a Called by the Grave. And the extra, we are on a UDF package, a Springans Merrymaker for our Captain Sargass. We've got a Dugaris the Timeless, 1 Gaga Gaga Magician to make the UDF, double Deactress, double Drasterus, double Jupiter, Varudris, and 2 copies of DoomZ 13 over Graflario, which can be Xyz summoned by using a DoomZ Xyz monster you control, and can detach a material to add a DoomZ spell trap from your deck to your hand. Then you can destroy a card on the field. If this card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon a non-Xyz DoomZ from your deck or graveyard. This is just a fantastic card for the archetype. It's so good, I'm shocked it saw print. In the side, we've got our Perulias, we've got a triple Tactics Talent, a Solemn Judgment, triple Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion, triple Retaliating Sea, a Bestial Magnamut, and this deck can play under Shifter. So not only are we playing the main deck Shifter, out of the board we are playing Dimensional Fissure as well. The lines are a little lower ceiling and a tad different, but they are good enough. Alright, so let's get into some games. Our first match is up against Malice, and how long must we suffer this delusion? Diabellstar in the main deck. 60 cards! Move on. Well, we've opened 4 hand craps and a 1-card Sharder, so let's get to it. Ilara for a copy of the new equip spell, Adrastia. We'll activate the effect, then activate the effect of the Ilara to rank up into a Deactress. We'll rank up again into Graflario, then we'll activate its effect to grab ourselves a copy of Raiders. We'll pop our Xyz and activate its effect in order to not only special summon out an Almoth, but also get from our deck a copy of Power Patron DoomZ. Almoth triggers here as well, so we'll grab Adrastia, then afterwards we will equip from the graveyard, activate the effect of Adrastia to get into an Ilara, then activate the Power Patron DoomZ in order to grab a change. Let's overlay for Gaga Gaga Magician and go ahead and set up a negate before we go for anything too high risk. We'll go Utopic Future into Utopic Draco Future into Adrastia, pop this copy of Raiders and set a copy of Doomdirg. We'll activate change here, chain the effect of the Adrastia, pop it and send a copy of our Droll Trap. From here, we can go ahead and get to our Power Patron Shadow Machine Zagredo in the Pendulum Zone, though it is an equip spell, and we'll go for Drasterus to pop the Zagredo so we can activate its effect as well. We'll activate the effect of the Portal, then afterwards we will set our Chaos Extermination, activate its effect to special summon a Power Patron monster, get back the Zagredo, and then afterwards we can activate the field spell in order to cheat out a 10. From here, we can go ahead and overlay both of these in order to make a Varudris, set 3 cards, and pass back to our opponent. In the draw phase, we'll flip DoomZ Destruction, targeting our Drasterus so they can't add. They're going to begin with a copy of Fenrir and go to the battle phase. They'll activate the effect targeting the Droll Trap, but we'll activate the effect of Drasterus. They'll activate the effect of Forbidden Droplet, but we will called by the Scent Fenrir, so we get to keep it. They negate the rest of the board, but Droll might just get there on its own. Our opponent's going to go for Malice and Underground. They will banish a Dormouse. They'll summon it back to their side of the field, then activate its on-field into a Forbidden Crown. That should be all she wrote. From here, they will bring out a Diabellstar, and then they'll set a copy of Wanted into a Radiant Typhoon Swen. They'll make an IP Masquerade and pass turn, but that's not enough. We'll go to the main phase, switch our monster to attack position, use the effect of the Null Patron Power Realm. They'll activate the effect of Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils. That's fine. In order to special summon out a Power Patron Shadow Machine, we'll activate its effect to rank up into a Jupiter and equip the Ash from hand. Afterwards, we'll trigger the effect of both, not only to grab extension, but also to re-equip the Adrastia from graveyard. They'll go for IP Masquerena. We will just go ahead and equip it, and we'll go to the battle phase, getting in for well over lethal. So that's how the deck performs on the play, but what does it do on the draw? For game 2, we're playing against K9, and this is kind of a clunky hand. We've got Raiders and Change, but we've also got 3 hand craps, a Foolos, a Dimension Shifter, and an Ash Blossom. Our opponent's got pretty much everything they could ever want, but how do they play in a Shifter? Well, we'll find out. They'll go to the main phase and activate the effect of the Mad Love. They'll activate the effect to grab a copy of Vanquish Soul Start, activate the effect of the Start targeting the Mad Love, at which point they can grab from deck to hand a Holly Sue. We'll Shifter here, and they'll go for Pot of Prosperity, finding off the top, nothing! Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We'll make quick work of that into an Izana. They'll activate Izana's effect and then go into a Rocket the Vanquisher, activating its effect to special summon out a Vanquish Soul Xiaolong and get to Nash Knight before passing. We'll draw for turn, and okay, we'll begin with Foolos before going to the main phase. Let's go DoomZ Raiders here. We'll activate its effect, popping this change to go into an Ilara, and we'll trigger the effect of the Ilara in order to set Adrastia. We'll activate that effect, targeting Ilara as they go for Nash Knight. That's going to allow them to take the Ilara, but we can still go for the Amalth. We'll activate the Amalth effect for Adrastia, then we'll activate the Adrastia, targeting the Raiders. We'll use the effect of the Adrastia to get into a Doomdirg and then go to the battle phase to walk over the Rock of the Vanquisher, activating the effect of the Adrastia during the battle phase to rank up into Drasterus. We'll equip the Nash Knight and get in for 16 and the effect of the Drasterus in order to get in for 35. Finally, in main phase 2, our opponent will go for an Izana as we pass turn. They will draw for turn. It is a Noroi. They'll tribute summon the Noroi, activate the effect into our Drasterus, which enables us to negate its effect and equip it, at which point they'll concede. So it's time for game 3, and you know what that means, a best of 3 versus meta. Our opponent's on Cool Tune, and get ready to hear that a lot. I like casting this deck, I like playing this deck, but I will admit it's a little pushed. We're going second, so we'll see how far we can get with just a Droll and Lockbird. They're going to begin with a copy of Cool Tune Mix. They'll activate the effect in order to grab a copy of Q. We will activate Droll and Lockbird, and then we'll go JJ in order to perform an extra normal. Q enables them to get from deck a copy of Rico. They will link off for a remix, trigger the effect of the Q to blank our draw. Ooh, thank goodness they didn't take that card. They'll take the change, go into RS, set a card, and pass. Okay, we'll draw for turn. They're going to go for remix immediately in order to bring back Rico and activate its effect in order to grab a copy of Clip, retaining the quick synchro for later. We're going to begin with a copy of Zagredo. They're going to go for Clip to make a copy of Crackle here, which enables them to pop our Zagredo with their copy of Rico. They're going to banish the Varudris god, and we're going to go for the Alara into an effect failure. That's rough, but hardly the end of the world. We still have Adrastea. We'll target the RS, then afterwards we'll activate the effect, forcing out the RS, to which we can chain a Forbidden Crown. Afterwards, we're going to be able to activate DoomZ Change in order to send a copy of Amalth. We'll use it to get a Drastea, and now we're just off to the races. Drastea target the Adrastea. We will set a copy of Doomdirg, activate the Drastea in order to make Drastoris, and then Drastoris effect in order to take the Crackle. We'll go for Grothario here in order to grab a DoomZ Raiders and pop the last remaining unknown before we go for the Raiders effect in order to pop Grothario and summon a copy of Power Patron DoomZ. We'll trigger its effect in the graveyard to grab another copy of Drastea, then Power Patron DoomZ to pop Alara into a Deactorus. We'll activate the Deactorus effect, popping our own DoomZ to grab the Droll Trap, and then afterwards we can activate from the graveyard the effect of Adrastea in order to equip our Drastea. We'll walk over our opponent's monster, but remember it's still under Forbidden Crown, so it can't be destroyed. We will go to the end step and then be able to add the Terminus to our grip. In the draw phase, we'll activate Destruction on our Deactorus, at which point our opponent will go for JJ Cool Tune Extra Normal for Cool Tune Mix. Afterwards, they will go to the battle phase and attack. We will activate the effect of the Drastea to go into Drastoris, use Drastoris in order to contest the RS, which of course is main phase only, as they go into JJ Cool Tune, realize they can't extend through the Droll, and concede. So it's time for game 2, and our opponent is forcing us on the play. That's kind of cute. I do like this in KT. I think that the ability to wield their main deck monsters' effects in the graveyard is pretty unmatched at board breaking, and the cards that beat DoomZ out of the board kind of beat it into the sun. Unfortunately for our opponent, I'm boarding Dimensional Fissure into this matchup no matter which side of the coin toss I'm on, so sorry. We're going to go for main phase 1 and activate Di-Fi before going for a Amalth. We'll activate a Amalth, and then afterwards we'll activate DoomZ Change. You can see we've already turned off the effect in our opponent's hand as we go for the DoomZ Raiders. We'll activate that effect. We'll use the effect of the DoomZ Raiders and pop our copy of Power Patron in order to grab Drastea. The Power Patron still triggers, so we can grab DoomZ Destruction as we use the effect of the Drastea in order to pop a Amalth. We'll grab a Doomdirg and activate the Drastea to go into Drastoris, set 2, and pass back to our opponent. In the draw phase, we will flip up DoomZ Destruction, and our opponent will be forced to Forbidden Droplet here. Okay, that's a little scary. They're going to go for Cool Tune Rotary here in order to summon out the Rotary. They'll make a Track Maker and then normal summon a Mix. We will Forbidden Crown here, targeting the Mix, and they will scoop it up. So we're back with the deck, and wow, always nice to get a forfer. Let's do the pros and cons. First, the pros. 1. The new Power Patron cards are crazy. They give the deck pushes and better going second tools. Zagredo can trigger DoomZs, get you rank 10 access through Terminus, Viridrium and the Field Spell, and Grothario gives you new combo lines that end on multiple negates and the one-sided Droll Trap. 2. The deck plays well into hand traps. This is new for the strategy. You don't have to commit to Drastoris on your turn, so you could just deny a whole bunch of draws while setting up because your half board still gets to the Droll Trap and this negate that's very hard to out. And 3, it has a lot of room for non-engine, so you get to run stuff like Shifter, even if it makes some of your lines weaker. And the cons. 1, the deck struggles to play into the decks that are in the current meta. This is kind of a weird problem to have. It's much better into Blazing Dominion, where Cool Tune is going to be absolutely everywhere, but against decks like Canine Vanquish Soul, well, you have to contend with Snow Devil, which makes the deck's board-breaking tools completely useless. Mad Love can just bounce your monsters, which is devastating. Yummies, bounces, and Strongboard that's hard to break also raises problems. It'll get better when the format rotates. 2, your hands can get kind of clunky. Having to use Changer or Raiders to start your combo kind of makes your lines a lot more vulnerable. And 3, it's so easy to board against. Obviously, this will pan out as we get closer to Blizzard release, but at present, like, God forbid Lava Golem shows up. All in all, the deck's quite powerful, and a breath of fresh air into a metagame that's seemed solved for months. So that's that. These videos are made possible by, and occasionally suggested by, my patrons, some of whom have paid top dollar to be mentioned at the end of this video. Here they are now. First up, Van, followed by hashtag Unban Meowmoo, Absolutely Fran, Elena Tincher, Allison Elliott, Ally, APK Pearly Tier 0, Brett Henry, Broski TCG, Cap, Cool Name, Dark Rebel XYZ, El Gravo, Emiliano Deverio, NB Adams, Fabrizio Petroli, Galactic Joey, Hongo Porongo, Hergalicious, Jackie Z, JP, Cole Offline, Creature, Legal Rights, Lucas Rosas, Luis Hernandez, MasterKey090, Matthew M. Derezo, MBT Hablando en Español, MBT Play Madolce, Mike Carlotti, N54 Lionheart, Nacho, Pombo, Pyramid Artisan Field Cloths and TCG Accessories, Rancer My Thing, Rohan Doge, Rose Lapine, Serpentax, Shifter.mp8, Sly Ninja 43, Troy Says By Erasure is Gay, Uznik, Yuki Kazami, and Zircon Sun. Couldn't have done it without you.